Hey, how's it going, everybody? It's Jozzy, the video store Sasquatch here, and we are doing another horror movie night in the cave. We're going to discuss a littler known franchise to everyone, and that is the Hatchet series. We'll do Hatchet this week, and then we'll do the couple Victor Crawleys that are on Peacock next week, and we'll just kind of round it all out. This is a very good series. I'm really late to it. Honestly, I think that this came out in 2006. I don't think I finally watched my first Hatchet until like 2015. Didn't even realize it was a whole thing until now. So for the second and third one, I'm actually watching for the first time with you guys. And let's talk about the first one here. Hatchet, directed by Adam Green, starring Kane Hodder, Joel David Moore, Dion Richmond, Amara Zaragoza. When a group of tourists in a New Orleans haunted swamp tour find themselves stranded in the wilderness, their evening of fun and spooks turn into a horrific nightmare. The best thing about this whole series is the way they use old killers and their old homages to previous slasher and horror movies. It's set in New Orleans. It's perfect into the swamp. We get this Victor Crawley guy who is played by Kane Hodder, and Kane Hodder also plays his dad. So Kane Hodder actually plays one role without a mask and one role with the mask as a stuntman for that. It's awesome that they got Kane Hodder involved here, but they also got Robert Englund, Tony Todd. Though both those people, Candyman, obviously Freddy Krueger, and then Richard Riley, Joel Murray, all involved in this movie. Dion Richmond is from Not Another Teen Movie. He's the token black guy. He's in Shifting Gears now, and he pretty much plays a token black guy in this. It's a really funny movie. It's really old school kind of horror slasher movie. I love that they found the vessel for Kane Hodder to be in here to do it. I do like. I feel like I was like a little bit too late to these movies because after watching them, there's just so much cool stuff involved with all these movies. With just like I said, the dedication to them completely homaging everything. This honestly is a really good setup to a movie. Really good movie here. You get a lot of warnings. Perry Chen stars in this one and is his first character in this whole line of series. And the one thing I do to say that I will say is Amara Zaragoza ends up getting replaced by an actress in the second one, her character here, but she ends up the only one living through this whole group. There's like everything you'd want from a slash movie, especially in like the 2007 one, where we're like really gonna make fun of the 80s. We have the Girls Gone Wild guy, which is Joel Murray, his two little bimbo girls. We have the token black guy in Dion Richmond, and then JP plays the main guy who is heartbroken and wants to find love, and who ends up trying to hook up with Mara Zaragoza's Mary Beth. Everything about this movie just like plays like classic slasher, and it's pretty awesome. And the whole series is the same way. It doesn't really lose a step from this one, and I am glad that I went back and watched it, all three of these, and starting with this one, which was Hatchet, directed by Adam Green. And then I continued on to the adventure on an unrated Hatchet 2. There is two versions of this. There is the Prime version, which I believe is rated R, and then the unrated version. I really don't know the difference of it, but that is what happened here. So Hatchet 2, directed by Adam Green again, starring Daniel Harris, Kane Hodder, Tony Todd, and Perry Shen. Mary Beth escapes the clutches of the Bayou Butcher, Victor Crowley, and returns to the swamp with an army of hunter and gunmen determined to end Crowley's reign of horror once and for all. Tony Todd's character, who's like a voodoo priest type guy, offers up 2 million, two no $5,000 for the death of Victor Crawley, which I mean it's I'm trying to think 2 million like it was a big deal. It's only 5,000, it's 500 to go along. So just to tag along, you got $500. I like the addition of Daniel Harris as Mary Beth. I think that the horror fans kind of probably liked it more too, and it brought more people to this movie. Colton Dunn from Superstores in this. He's in a couple other things. He's the animal control agent in Parks and Rec. He's just like a silly guy, and he's funny in this. He kind of plays a silly guy character. I'm pretty sure it's the first time I ever saw someone get choked with their own intestines, and I just it's awesome that they even attempted it. It's awesome that they got away with it, and it's just the proof to the gore and the violence that like this the gratuitous violence for this movie kind of has. is awesome. I love the practical effects over the computer effects. It kind of reminds you of, or I should say, you could just, it kind of just reminds you of the 80s. Like it does, actually, it kind of reminds you of the 80s. It just, all that is just kind of old school. Everything's like put together. They're all like blood bags, and the intestines look real. It's probably like sausage casings and stuff like this. It's just the blood in it. The pops of the blood's cool. The sprays of the bloods with the heads comes off. There's just so many cool kills in this whole series, but that the one with the choking the guy with his own intestines was probably. I mean, that's just the awesome, probably the most awesome kill I've ever seen in a horror movie. Probably stick with me for a long time watching it. It'll probably be like Final Destination. Like anytime I see sausages or anything like that, I'm gonna be there. So I'm gonna be thinking about that. And this one is exactly starts exactly where the first one leaves off, which is pretty cool how they did all three of these like this. Um, she goes and complains to Tony Todd's character, like I said, who's like the voodoo guy. He hires a bunch of people. We get a whole different type of feel to this movie too, because this is not like a group out with like bimbos and stuff like this. This is like an actual like tough guy group. So we get a whole different like horror movie sensation to this, a different type of slasher than the first one. It still works, but it's right off that, and it just continues through. They go into the woods, and he just takes them one by one. It's really good, guys. Like I said, this is the first time I watched the second one um, at all, let alone like, and I just was really impressed with it. And something that if you guys have not seen it, I really suggest to go watch these because these are really good movies. That one was Hatchet, and that one was Hatchet 2. Um, Directed by Adam Green here. This is this is just they're just good movies. And then Hatchet 3, directed by B.J. McConnell, starring Daniel Harris, Kane Hodder, Zach Galligan, and Caroline Williams. A search and recovery team heads into the haunted swamp to pick up the pieces, and Mary Beth learns the secret of ending the voodoo curse that has left Victor Crawley hunting and terrorizing Honey Island Swamp for decades. Um, the this one is pretty awesome. Different type of movie again. We got actual SWAT teams. Like all three of these happen to be different type of movies. All three of them have to be on about the same slasher killer, and all three happen to like follow a different arc. Like the first one is just like a classic. We bring a random group of people into this area, and then Victor Crawley kills them one by one, and we get a final girl. The second one, the final girl kills Victor Crawley at the end, but and all that chaos and all this that happened before that is like what really affects everything. And the third one is just like all bets are off. Either we're gonna kill Victor Crawley for good, or he's just never gonna die. He's gonna be like Jason Voorhees, and we're just gonna get a bunch of movies like that with this guy in it. And like I said, there's like two more Victor Crawleys. I don't know if they're like prequels or if they're follow ups. I'm about to watch them, and then I'll tell you guys about them next week. So that is interesting to see what they're gonna do with that. I say it's pretty final the way this ends, but you never know with horror movies. I've seen weirder ways to get them back. Perry Shen returns for his third character in the whole line of movies. Plays three different guys. It's kind of funny. He plays twins, and then a random EMT guy. Then we have Derek Mears, Sean Whalen, and Sid Haig. Derek Mears is actually another Jason. He was the Jason for the Friday the 13th movie that came out not recently, but most recent Friday the 13th movie in like 2013, 2012, somewhere around there. Daniel Panabaker. We talked about him. Very interesting that they got Derek Mears here, and then we got a kind of Jason versus Jason fight in that with Kane Hodder as Victor Crowley fighting him. That's pretty cool. This one it continues the story. We find out that the only way we're gonna get rid of this guy is to let him have his long lost dad's bones or ashes or remains to himself, so that he can like complete his like mission of evil. And then so that's kind of like where they quickly go to. Caroline Williams tries to take Daniel Harris through it because Daniel Harris is the only one because she has Samson's bloodline. It's it's just a classic like random story for the slasher guy, but it gets the job done. I really like this whole series. I think that, like I said, if you guys have watched it, let me know and what you thought about it. I thought this was very well done, especially for like how low amount of money on it. Kind of, I shouldn't say it reminds me of Terrifier, because really Terrifier came after this. A Terrifier should remind me of this, but since I watched it in reverse order, that's kind of what it reminds me of here. But to be honest with you, they're both standalone movies, and they have really honestly nothing to do with each other other than they're both horror movie slashers, and they both came out around 2000s. So don't take that for what it is. But that's just what it kind of reminded me of. And then we're gonna do Novocaine this weekend for the theaters. So look forward for that on Monday. And I think we have Electric State for the shooting Saturday tomorrow. Thank you guys very much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and have a good rest of your day or night. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. Comment your top movie picks for Throwback Thursday in the comment section. And see you next time in the cave.